You're watching Logical Indian. I'm Shweta Kothari. Ladies and gentlemen, for far too long we've talked about inequality in the country. How rich are getting richer, poor are getting poorer. An Oxfam report released yesterday points to that very trend. And it's a dangerous trend because we are living in a country that is unequal more than ever. About 1% of the richest of rich Indian earn 4 times than the 70% of this population. In fact, the report also tells you that about 63 billionaires of this country have more money than the entire budget of the financial year 2018-2019. So if these 63 individuals want, they can run the entire country with the money they have. So obviously, this is an assertion of the fact that rich are getting richer. In fact, if you were to break it down in India-specific terms, approximately 13 to 15 lakh individuals in this country are earning 4 times of what the 95 crore people are earning. That's the extent to which the inequality is prevalent in our society. And remember, the beneficiaries are obviously those who inherit the wealth, who are in knowledge-driven sectors or in sectors that are exploiting natural resources. And at the bottom of this pyramid are women and girls. In fact, it's women and girls that I'll be talking about today. And it's important because for a woman domestic worker to earn as much as a CEO of an IT company earns, she will have to work for 22,000 years. That's the extent of inequality that we are faced with. And it's dangerous because this is systemic. And the report tells you how sexist economies continue to play a role in how women fare and how women do. And this is largely because women for a far too long have indulged in unpaid care activities. They cook, they wash, they look after your household, as a result of which the society functions, the businesses functions, the economy functions. So they are at the heart of economic activities while not benefiting from it. They do not have equal opportunities. They definitely do not have enough say. They're not able to complete their education. And they continue to remain downtrodden. So it's us, the women and the girls, who are putting in large number of hours, enough hours. And if a man were to put in as many hours, he would be paid much more than we are. But this hours of labor is unpaid for. In fact, the number here that is quite startling. A girl on an average puts in approximately 3.26 billion hours of unpaid. So women on an average put in approximately 3.26 billion hours of unpaid work each and every day. We're talking about unpaid labor. And your wealthy elite are able to grow their fortune at the expense of women and girls. And why is that happening? Well, that's also happening because the government is undertaxing the richest of rich. In fact, if the tax on the richest of rich were to grow by 0.5% in next 10 years, that would result in 1,170 crore job. So if the richest of rich were to be taxed approximately 0.5% more than what they are taxed right now, that would result in investment which is equivalent to 1,000 crore jobs. And therefore the problem is that the taxation system is not fair. The wealthy elite are not taxed enough or not taxed fairly. So what can the government do? The government has an important role to play. Despite the efforts that may have, gone towards creating an equal society, a society which is egalitarian, hasn't worked so far. In fact, we're given to understand that, public services are underfunded. So government is not funding public services. It's not building infrastructure. And therefore, the burden of care remains with girls. That burden has to be uplifted. Women must get living wages for the hours of labor that they put in. They must get equal opportunities. The government needs to identify these loopholes and work towards upliftment of the section of society that has been at the bottom of the pyramid, while also being the engine of growth. So it is the data on women and girls which is startling. It's coming out of the Oxfam report that tells you that a CEO earns more in 10 minutes than what a woman will earn in a year. So despite our labor, the sexist economies are not letting women and girls grow. It's time to identify these loopholes and time to give women the attention they deserve. Thanks for watching.